Yeah. Okay. No. Okay, so introduction. Meaning of an exponent. What exactly does it mean? What does it tell you? Well, let's kind of have a little fun here. If I give you this addition, I think that was like grade 2. In grade 3, what did you learn? That would be 3 times 5, right? The shortcut of addition is multiplication. Okay, so if we have repeated, and we know it, by the word repeated, it's the same number. That's kind of important. You got to have the same number. Now, exponents are short for repeated multiplication. So how many 3's are there? 5. So 3 is your base, 5 is your exponent. It's the short form. It saves you time. That's one of your homework questions, by the way. Okay? So we call 3 the base, and you probably are familiar with this a little bit, B-A-S-E, and 5 is called the exponent. What do we call the whole thing, do you know? Power. Often when we'll say 3 to the power of 5, technically that's not right, okay? But that happens quite a bit. Okay. So we're going to kind of evaluate powers here with or without a calculator. Today we're going to talk about calculators and how they can really mess you up, so you shouldn't use negative signs. But we're going to practice that because everyone can have a different calculator. You can do the same question the same way, but get different answers because your calculators are different. So that's why you never use negative signs. And we're going to talk about that. Everyone right now, calculator out. If you don't have one, come see me. Go.
My calculator died.
So without a calculator, we have to expand this the long way to make it easier for us. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Don't forget you can use multiplication dots. Just make them big so you don't mess up and think they're decimals. Now, left to right, because we've done bed mass. 3 times 3 is 9. What's 9 times 3? 27 times 3. Tougher one. 3 times 7, carry the 81, you're right. Okay, so 81. So without a calculator, it's easy. Just go step by step, but you want to expand it. Now, with a calculator, we've got to make sure we get 81. So what we're looking for is you always enter any calculator base first, 3. Then you're looking for, some of you will have a button that looks like a hat, or a lot of it will be y to the x, or an x to the y. Then you press your exponent of 4 and then equals. Some people, a few, will have an x with a box, and you fill in the box. Please, right now, everyone check their calculator, you know how to use it. Go. Where can you need a calculator? Then why are we looking over Olivia's? Get it out. Is it? So, yeah. Quick, give me your excuses. Evaluate 4 cubed, 4 exponent 3. Do it on your calculator. Be quiet. I didn't say call out. What's value of 4 cubed? Try it. Jason.
64.
Yes. Next one. Now, this is interesting. Notice how these have the same numbers, but it really matters on the order you put into your calculator. Okay, which one's the base, which one's the exponent? Big difference. Okay, do 7 exponent 5. Go. Nelson, what'd you get?
16,807.
807?
Yeah.
Hands up if you got that. Awesome. Okay. Now the last one, same numbers again. Do you think you're going to get the same answer? No, they're in a different position. Okay, base of 5, exponent 7. Do it. Seven, 8, 1, 2, 5. Okay. Try the next one. 5 exponent 4.2. That's kind of weird. 4.2, eh? Did you get that?
How many decimals?
Let's do the nearest tenth. How many decimals are your tenths? 1. Good. Okay. Here's some new awesome in grade 10. I hope I have you guys. All right. So, any questions? All right. Now let's start playing around. Here's where you got to pay attention. Negative bases. Calculus can be a problem. Expand first, then evaluate using exponent button. So what is this? Now we have brackets around this. So our entire base here is -2. So it's -2 times -2 times -2 times -2. And that's because of the brackets. Okay. Notice that we have 4 as the exponent, so we have 4 negative signs. So that means what kind of answer are we going to get? Positive or negative? Positive. You guys are awesome. I really hope you have you in grade 10. Okay. So, on your calculator, I want you now to use that. Use brackets around the -2.
Push the bracket button. How do you do that? It's not recording. Now it is. Maybe let's go with that.
Was that a little hard to do? No? Okay. What's your answer?
16.
Positive 16. We'll talk about the brackets in a second, okay? A lot of people are kind of weirded out by that, and that's good. Next one. Let's expand this. What is our base to the exponent 4? Wrong. What is our base to the exponent 4? There's no brackets, so it's simply 2. What we have is a -1 coefficient. Okay, so this negative sign means there's a -1 multiplying by 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. What kind of final answer are we going to get? -16. Now, here's the weird part about your calculators. Please type in -2 and tell me who gets a positive 16. Just type in -2 exponent 4. See, watch this. So watch my calculator. Oh, come on, calculator. 2 negative exponent 4, and I get positive 16. What is my So, stop. Don't tell me what you got. Tell me what your calculator is doing. If you're getting positive 16 like me, what did my calculator automatically do? Anna? Exactly. My calculator automatically does that. That's why, and you guys switch calculators, I would never, ever use a negative base. Ever. Because you don't know if your calculator is doing that or not. So, we're going to talk about today a little bit on what to look for, and of course then later on we'll do it with letters, where you got to be more careful. Okay? So, keep that in mind. You got to know what your calculator is doing. Yep.
So if you got -16, your calculator is fine?
Yeah, if you got -16, then your calculator is not putting brackets around it. So you got to know what your calculator is doing. So, next one. Here, expand this, please. What's the base? Now, because of the brackets, your base is -2. So you should have 5 of them. Notice again now your exponent is 5, so you should have 5 negative signs. What kind of answer is that going to give you? And you should get a -32. Please expand the next one. You should have a -1 coefficient. Then 5 2's. -32 is your answer again. Okay, so you have to be careful with your brackets, don't you? Okay, brackets mean the negative sign is part of the base. No brackets, your negative sign is a coefficient. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things. Number one, when your negative sign is outside the bracket, the answer is negative. Always. And we can see that from the top, the two on the right. From the two on the left, when the negative sign is in the brackets, the odd exponent decides. If it's odd, then you have a negative answer. And if it's even, then you have a positive answer. Yep.
But for the first one,
Mhm.
it's positive 16, not
Correct.
negative 16.
And that's because we had an even exponent, so we need a positive answer. Right here. So four negative signs, positive answer. 5, which is odd, negative answer. Okay, so write things as a power. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should have a base of 5 with an exponent 5. What's our base for B? How many are there? What's our base for C? 2y, so we should put it in brackets because it's more than one thing. Okay, so that's a little different. What's the exponent? 7. Good. Okay, now we're going to go backwards. It says write 16 as a power with a base of 4. So the base is 4, it equals 16, and they're saying, what should the exponent be? Guess and check on your calculator or in your head. Yeah, you just need 2 of them. Okay. Well, the next one, 16 as a power. This time your exponent is 4. What could the base be? Always start with small numbers, folks. 2. Good. Okay. So we do a lot of this stuff here in grade 10, working backwards, like all the time. Like I say 81, and you say 9 squared, or you say 3 to the exponent 4. Right? I say 16, and you say 2 exponent 4, or 4 squared. Okay. Base, power, exponent. Let's just kind of give you a diagram here. If we have x and a y, the exponent is the y, the base is the x, and what's the power? The whole thing. Okay? So you put a circle around the whole thing. Hey, I know this stuff, Karen Joe. Maybe you should write it down. Okay, because you're just looking at me. I know it's nice and easy to do, but write this down. Okay. Please write these titles down below, okay? They didn't come out. So power. No, we don't. Okay. Good. So let's do a couple of these. This is a typical table. Here, a coefficient is the number in front. So here it's going to be a +1. Okay. The base is 3, exponent is 4. Expanded form then, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Standard form is your final answer when you multiply them together. So use your exponent button and calculator. That's what we'd like you to do. Yep.
How did you get 1 for the coefficient?
If there's nothing there, it's always a +1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll be talking more about coefficients later with algebra and stuff. So it's a little bit kind of, you might have seen it, might not have, kind of thing. And so standard form, I believe, is 81. Okay. What's your coefficient for number 6? Sorry, this one here, the negative with the 8. Coefficient is -1. Okay. Try and fill out this chart best you can. Check with your neighbor as you go along. Go. So working backwards with the first one, the exponent is what? 5, 6. Coefficient will be +1 because there's a 1 there we don't write. And so the power is 6 exponent 5. What's standard form? Was it? 7776. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Coefficient is right in front always. That number which we never write is the +1. The base is a -8. Exponent is 2. So we're going to have a -8. Whoops. -8 times a -8, +64. The next one, though, is going to be a base of 8. No brackets. The base is 8. The exponent is 2. And it's going to be -1 times 8 times 8. They're both positives. Ha ha ha. 2 positives. Okay. Now it's -64. Okay. So what do we do here? -1 coefficient, base is +5. Here's your 5. And the negative sign just goes in front. No brackets. No brackets. Okay. -1. 5 times 5 times 5. -125. Okay. Yeah, but it's if you don't know it, then it's really hard. Okay. +1. It's catch up. 1/2. No, do not do decimal form. That's a major faux pas. That's a mistake for you non-Frenchies. Exponent is 3. It's 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. And just to review from last unit, multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms, so you get 1/8, which is not a decimal. That's why we don't use decimals. Better not have a decimal. That vein's starting to pop out of my head. Good. I like to hear that. Okay, what? Okay. So, how do you write the number 6 as a power? Nope. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 3 times 3. Bingo. So the base is 6, the exponent is 1. That's a power, but we never write it like that. We just typically write 6, right?
Oh.
What about 5 though? Maybe it's different. What's 5 as a power? Yeah, 5 to the power of 1. What's 5 as a fraction? Yeah. You don't go around writing 5/1, 5/1. You just write 5. Just like you don't go around writing 5 exponent 1, 5 exponent 1. Exactly. So just be aware, though, as a power, you would use 1 as your exponent. That might come up in your homework. Just saying. Just saying. Your homework today, it's not the second piece of paper. Your homework is page 96. Oops, that's not you. That's grade 10s. Oh. 121.
We want to do the other homework, right?
Yeah.